How you doing? Welcome and thank you for joining us again today, where we check in on each other and make sure that we're all doing okay. Sometimes we have good days, and other time we have bad days, but that's okay because ultimately we give ourselves the opportunity to reflect and catch up on what it is that has gone right, because a lot have, even though we focus on the things that haven't. We try and balance it out to help us make or create a better understanding of how our days actually gone. A true reflection, actually. I was thinking about this today, and it was about the gifts that we're all given. Somebody made a comment the other day that sometimes you can have the right gift in the wrong environment. And I've never actually thought of that before. I thought that was actually quite powerful. For somebody that absolutely loves to dance, but your work environment is in engineering, and for some reason you realize that you absolutely hate your job. Not that we all love what we do all the time, but do we give ourselves the opportunity to enjoy our hobby and our gifts? For somebody that likes to give back to the community, for somebody that enjoys communicating and interacting with people. Some of us, our strengths are in serving. Some of us, our strengths are in leading. Some of us, our strengths are in building things, creating ideas, creating structures. All of us have got individual strength, but sometimes if you come from a tradition like I have, where your parents almost define your future, and it is usually within certain structures. You have to be an engineer, or you have to be an accountant, or you have to be a doctor. And if for any reason you haven't quite found yourself within those parameters, you're kind of deemed as the outsider. Not just your parents, but people within your community almost kind of want to shame you for going outside of the norm, for being rebellious. But the thing there is, how many times have you found those people that are stuck with the expectations that have been placed on them, but never actually achieved what it is that they'd hope to achieve? So yes, maybe you achieved the financial freedom that comes with that, and you continue to push along that, but then get to an age where you felt like you could have done more with yourself. You could have reached out to the community a lot more than you did, or maybe you didn't at all. You could have spent more time with people, building network, meaningful relationships, but you never actually did that. Sometimes the way you think maybe to advance for the environment that you're in, was something that somebody said, which I thought was interesting. Sometimes you see and visualize things in your head that can almost sound delusional, but that's how you function because you visualize the reality that you would like. Because that's what helps you to take action. And when you take action, you continually have to remind yourself that this is the goal I've got, and when I have achieved it, this is what my expectation is meant to be for those people that are going back to university at a later stage in their life, having now had kids, with a family, with a mortgage, after your life. And picturing wearing that robe. You watch people that are doing it and you picture yourself in that. Every time you struggle with an assignment, you remind yourself the end goal is the robe, but that robe is a step to the next destination, which is a higher calling in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Yes, there's the financial incentive to it. Maybe that's why you're doing it. Or it is the fact that you can reach more people as a result of the career that you're pursuing. Maybe where you are at, you didn't feel like you could make the change that you needed to make on that level, and you needed a different level of qualification to be able to get you to that next stage that opens the door to these other sets of resources that would enable you to make the difference that you're trying to make. You start in a channel, but everybody you watch speaks very quickly and they pass on information so quickly. I remember somebody saying that when I'm listening to information, I speed it up because that's how my brain works. Whilst a lot of people might function like that, you also need to remember that there are other people that think like you, that take time to process information and also take their time to communicate how it is that they are feeling or thinking, or how that information comes out, because it needs to be clear, concise, but sometimes it needs a bit of sometimes it needs a certain melody. For me, I speak slowly, and when I've tried to speak very fast, it just doesn't work. I don't sound like me, which then almost comes across as an imposter. Some people would read off a script and they would get it and they're able to act the part. Other people would read out a script and be able to get the messaging from that script, but then communicate the messaging using their own way, that it almost sounds as though that script has been rewritten, but becomes more authentic in the way that they're communicating. But here is the thing. What is your pattern? And do you think you are being all And do you think that you're utilizing that to this fullest potential? Do you think you're having to change who you are to be able to please a minority of people? Because a lot of the time, it's often the minority that we're pleasing, when our crowds are actually out there waiting to hear from us. Is your gift fully being utilized? And if not, why not? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And I hope that you have a better day later on or in the day to come. Until next time, it has been King. Peace. Bye for now.